Hi everyone. Today we're gonna go over an exam question. I've got the question written on the video here, on the board actually. And the question is the line L is a tangent to the circle x squared. There needs to be a squared over here. Let's just put that in now. So x squared plus y squared equals 40 at the point A. A is the point 2, 6. So that's the coordinates of the point A, and the line L, which is the tangent, crosses the x-axis at the point P, and then it's asking us to work out the area of triangle OAP. So this question, I mean, it's only a few lines, it's for quite a few marks. To put things into context, what we'll do is we shall first draw a diagram which represents the problem. Just use one side of the board for that. So since it's talking about the equation of a circle, first thing I'll try and do is draw a pair of axes. So here we have our x-axis. Okay, this is a sketch, so it's not an accurate diagram, and that's the y-axis. Since the equation of a circle is in the form x squared plus y squared, the center of the circle is going to be at the origin, and this bit here is the origin, the point where x is 0 and y is 0, where x axis and y axis meet. Okay, this number here 40 is the square of the radius of the circle. So the radius of the circle, right, let me just write that down on the side. The radius of the circle is square root 40. Now for those of you who are thinking, okay, square root 40, it's a non-calculator paper, how am I supposed to work this out? So you can just quickly do a ladder for 40, find its prime factors. So you got 2 and 20, 2 again and 10, 2 again and 5 and 5. That gives you 1. So root of 40 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 5, and that's one pair, so one of them will come out of the square root, 2, and there's no more pairs over there, so that'll be 2 root 10. Okay, so the radius is 2 root 10. Let's draw a circle. Well, it's not going to be an exact circle, I'm just going to draw a freehand. Okay, it's not very nice. Oh, that's just pathetic. Let's try again. Oh, still not very good, but this will have to do. So that point there is going to be 2 root 2. That point there is going to be 2 root 2. Sorry, not 2 root 2, 2 root 10. And this will be minus 2 root 10 over here on the y-axis, and that point there will also be minus 2 root 10 on the x-axis. Okay, so we've got a line. Let's draw the line, the tangent, put it in a different color. So the tangent is at point A, 2, 6. Let me redraw this line again. Okay, so that point, we'll call this point here A, So the question says line L is a tangent, so this blue line here is the line L, and A is the point 2, 6. The coordinates of this point is 2, 6, and it touches the x-axis at the point P. So this point here is P. Okay. Work out the area of the triangle OAP. So we need to join another line. We need to draw another line, which is the line, quite a few lines here, O A. So let's get the pen back. O is the point for the origin. Okay, so what the question is really asking us is to find out this area here, this area here. Now when you got a question like this, you're gonna have to have a strategy. Now the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So in order to do that, I need to have a base, which would be that length, and the height, which would be that length, and then I have to divide it by 2. Okay, so the coordinates at the origin are 0, 0. What I'm going to do is, just to make this a little bit clearer, I'm going to erase some of these points here, so I can say goodbye to you, and to that point as well, and to you. Okay, right. So to make things a little bit clearer, this is red. Let's choose red. Just complete that circle off, the dodgy circle. Right, so I need to try and find this. I need to try and find this length, and I need to try and find this length. To do that, I need to find the points, the coordinates of P, and I need to find the, well, this length is quite easy actually. This length is going to be 6, because the y coordinate of the point A is 6, so this length is 6. So that's nice and easy over and done with. To find the blue length over here at the bottom, I'll just put a question mark over there for now. The first step is I have to use a circle theorem. Again, I'm going to get rid of this section here, so I need some space. So the circle theorem I'm going to use is the radius and tangent meet at 90 degrees. Which means this angle here is a 90-degree angle. Okay, so in order to continue, now if I know this is 90 degrees, I also know that the two gradients of perpendicular lines meet in perpendicular lines and lines that meet at 90 degrees. The two gradients multiply to give you -1. So let's find the gradient of line OA. That's my first step. So the first point is O, and the coordinates are 0, 0. And the second point is A, and the coordinates are 2, 6. So I'm going to label it as x1, y1, and that's x2, y2. So to find the gradient of OA, I'm gonna use the formula y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So whenever you've got any two coordinates and you want to find those two coordinates are on a straight line, you want to find the gradient of a straight line, you can use this formula. Y2 minus y1 represents the vertical distance between the 2 points, and x2 minus x1 represents the horizontal distance between the 2 points. So I'm going to have y2, which is 6, minus y1, which is 0, divided by x2, which is 2, minus x1, which is 0. So that's 6 over 2, and your gradient is 3. Okay, since OA is perpendicular, that's how you say perpendicular, or that's the symbol for perpendicular. That means it meets at 90 degrees with AP. Let's call this gradient M1, yeah? And the gradient for for AP, let's call that M2. M1 times M2 is equal to minus 1. So we know M1 is 3. M2 we don't know as yet, it's minus 1. So to get M2 on its own, we divide both sides by 3. So now we know that M2, so these two 3's will cancel out, and then you're left with M2 equals minus 1 over 3. There's another quicker way of finding out the gradient, but if two lines are perpendicular, their gradients are going to be negative reciprocals of each other. So a reciprocal is when you think of a number as a fraction and flip it over, and a negative reciprocal is you find the reciprocal of a number and multiply by minus 1. But in either case you get minus 1 over 3. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to split the board now, because I'm going to have to box off sections as I'm running out of space. Okay, let's do the next bit in a different color. So I'm going to start off with blue. Okay, so equation of AP. So oops, I need the pen, thank you. Right, let's find the equation of AP. That's the next step. So I found the gradient of AP. Now I need to find the equation of AP so that I can find the coordinates of the point P. And once I've done that, then I can find my horizontal distance. I can do base times height divided by 2. Okay, so that's the next phase of the question, the equation of AP. So we know the equation is y equals mx plus c of a straight line. We know the gradient, and the gradient is minus 1 over 3 for AP. Now at point A, so point A is this point here. Now A is the point there on this line AP. So I can use these two coordinates, that as my x coordinate, 2, and 6 as my y coordinate, to find the equation of this line. So over here where y is, I'm going to replace it with a 6, and where x is, I'm going to replace it with 2. And since this is minus 1 over 3x, and minus 1 over 3 is multiplying by the x, so it will multiply with the value 2, and this is what happens. So when y is equal to 6, you got minus 1 over 3 times 2 plus c. So we got 6 is equal to minus 2 over 3 plus c, and then you add 2/3 both sides. Hello, different color please, thank you very much. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna have 6 plus 2 over 3, and that's C. Now to work this out, I'll write 6 as a fraction over 1. Can I change colors, please? Thank you very much. And to add fractions, you have to have the same denominators, so I'll multiply top and bottom by 3, so that becomes, change colors again, C is equal to 18 over 3 plus 2 over 3, so I can write 18 plus 2 over 3, just about fit it in there, and then that'll be C is equal to 20 over 3. So finally our equation will become, okay, where can I do this? Let me draw another line because I'm gonna have to box this out. Let's box that bit out as well. Really struggling for space on this one, but we'll manage it somehow. Okay, let's use the pen. So our equation then becomes y equals minus 1 over 3x plus 20 over 3. Once we've got that, now we need to find the coordinates of point P. We know that the point P, which is here, is touching the x-axis, right? So any point on the x-axis, its y-coordinate will always be 0. The equation of the x-axis is y equals 0. So we know that actually the y-coordinate of this point is 0. So let's substitute that into our equation. So for this equation, we'll have 0 equals minus 1 over 3x plus 20 over 3. So to get x on its own, the first thing I'll do is subtract 20 over 3 both sides. And let's change colors. I'm going to really be struggling for space here. Okay, so we got minus 1 over 3x is equal to minus 20 over 3. Then I would divide both sides by minus 1 over 3. So that would look like this. On this side, on the right hand side, it will cancel out, and on the left hand side you'd have minus 20 over 3 divided by minus 1 over 3, which could become into times 3 over minus 1. I'm just skipping a few steps because I'm struggling for space. I can't go on the other page without the video not being recorded, so these two cancel out and it all multiplies to give you a nice value of x equals minus 20. So we know now this coordinate here is minus 20. Whoa, not minus 20, it's 20 plus 20 plus 20, not minus 20, because it's minus 20 divided by minus 1, so that would be 20. Sorry for that mistake. Okay, so this coordinate here will be 20. Right, so this gap is also going to be 20. So the last box, hopefully, just box out right at the bottom left hand corner. And we'll do this in yellow. Okay, so area of the triangle, area of triangle OAP is base times height divide by 2. Our base is 20 our height is 6. Divided by 2, 20 times 6 is 120. 120 divided by 2 is 60 square units. All that for the area of a triangle. Okay, so you see this question on here, just 2 lines. It's worth at least 5 marks, but it requires a huge amount of strategy to solve. It's not particularly difficult in terms of the maths behind it. It just needs linking of a lot of areas, and hopefully this helps. Let me know if you have any other questions which you would like me to solve. Thanks for watching. Bye.